So recently, Pokemon GO just released another new event, and this time there'll be 4 Gigantamax Pokemons available in the power spots. Didn't I forget to mention that all 4 of them can be shiny? So in this video, we're gonna try to get a shiny Gigantamax Pokemon from the power spots and see how many shinies we managed to catch on this raid day. So with that being said, let's jump straight into Pokemon GO and catch some Gigantamax Pokemons. We hop into our very first Gigantamax raid. The first one that we went up against is Gigantamax Gengar. And golly, that mouth is big. I wonder what that tongue do though. First threw out Ability to use it as a defense, running up some max energy so I can Dynamax one of my Pokemons. However, that Gengar just stuck out his tongue and then he threw a Dark Pulse at my Blissey, which only did a bit of damage. Send out my Gigantamax Gengar and show them who has the bigger tongue. And with the help of others, we managed to eat up Gengar's health, defeating our first Gigantamax boss. Unfortunately, we did not manage to get a shiny Gengar. A few moments passed by and we entered another Gigantamax raid, but this time we are fighting a Gigantamax Charizard, and with that we prepared ourselves against the second Gigantamax boss. So me and my teammates are just using a bunch of eggs to take down this guy. After charging out the max meter, threw out my Gigantamax Italion and sniped down that Charizard. After shooting him multiple times, we managed to take him down and win our second Gigantamax battle. And yet again, we did not manage to get a shiny Gigantamax Charizard. And to add insult to injury, the IVs are horrendous on this Charizard. Well, on to the next raid I guess. So we prepared to fight another Gigantamax Gengar. Then I began grinding up some max energy. I then Gigantamax my shiny Gengar and try to do as much damage as I can to this Gengar. With one final blow, we shove his big fat tongue back into his mouth. Freaky Pokemon. And yet again, no shiny. I was low-key kinda disappointed as we already did 3 Gigantamax raids and no shiny. So while walking towards the next Gigantamax raid, we encountered a wild Galarian Moltres in our daily incense. So I began to throw the Ultra Ball at the Galarian Moltres. However, that Galarian Moltres is all the way up in the sky, making it very difficult to hit the excellent throw. So I threw my very first Ultra Ball and I completely missed. I then threw my second Ultra Ball and this time I managed to hit it. And after throwing the Ultra Ball at it, it shook 2 times and then it jumped out and ran away. After that very disappointing encounter, we went ahead to do another Gigantamax raid that is nearby. This so happens to be another Gigantamax Charizard. And with that, we begin another Gigantamax battle. This time, the Charizard took up a lot of HP from my Blissey. So I tried my best dodging his Fire Blast, but unfortunately, that didn't work. So I pulled out Gigantamax Italion and sniped down that Charizard again. And after spraying a bit of water on that Charizard, it finally went down. And unfortunately, no shiny. So we hop into a new Gigantamax raid, and this time we are fighting a Gigantamax Blastoise. So we begin to fight this Gmax Blastoise, and golly, this guy is huge. Me and my teammates started grinding up some max energy. I don't know why this guy is using a Charizard, but anyways, then threw out my shiny Dynamax Raikou, but it barely did any damage to this tanky boy. And let me tell you, this has to be one of the longest Dynamax battles that I've ever fought. But after God knows how long, we whipped that chunky ass Blastoise, finishing off this Gigantamax battle. But yet again, we did not manage to get a shiny Gigantamax Blastoise. So we hop into the next Gigantamax raid, which is yet again another Gengar. And the reason why I'm hunting Gengar a lot is because the shiny looks incredible. And after doing a decent chunk of damage to this Gigantamax Gengar, we unfortunately did not manage to get a shiny. You know what's crazy? We did 7 Gigantamax raids and we still haven't gotten one single shiny. Man, Pokemon GO, if you're watching this, I want my money back, bro. So I continued fighting more Gmax Gengars. And after taking down that Gengar, we did not manage to get a shiny. And after catching it, we are down to our last few Gigantamax raids. As for right now, we are very broke in particles. So I quickly ran towards the next Gigantamax raid and hope that this few raids I'll be able to get a shiny Gigantamax. So we are down to our last Gigantamax raid. We begin this battle. We started off using Zamazenta as our tank, running up some energy for us to Dynamax our Gengar. Afterwards, I then switch out my Zamazenta for my Gengar. It then transformed into Shiny Gmax Gengar and used its Gmax move. And after spamming a bunch of Gmax terrors, we finish it off with one more Gmax terror. And we finish off this Gigantamax battle. So right now, let's go ahead and collect that shiny and add it to our collection. It is not a shiny. And to make the situation even worse, the IVs are horrendous on this Gengar. Well, I just wasted $50 on particles. Thanks a lot, Pokemon Go. So, how many Gigantamax Pokemon did you manage to catch on this raid day? Comment it down below. And if you're interested to see more of this content, make sure you smash that subscribe button and also give this video a thumbs up. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.